Hey guys, my name is Dane and today I'm gonna take a close look at the AN-94 assault rifle in Battlefield 4. This was introduced in the spring patch that went live Tuesday, and this rifle was very popular in Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, so it might be somewhat as popular in Battlefield 4. It was very hard to get used to the AN-94 in Battlefield 4, especially because of the huge changes that have been introduced to more or less all of the weapons in Battlefield 4. The new damage model and headshot multiplier, the new added spread for most of the weapons, and the attachments has been changed as well. And while I was using the AN-94 over at the CTE servers, it became clear that it's very good and precise at medium and long range engagements. And once I got used to it and the way it handles, I did quite well in close quarters as well. And with the patch, more or less all of the weapons with a low rate of fire will be able to two-shot kill in close quarters because of the new headshot multiplier. But this also applies to all of the higher rate of fire weapons, but now the low rate of fire weapons will be able to compete with high rate of fire in close quarters if you're able to pull off a few headshots. This will not only reward precise players, but also allow a lot of the Underdog weapons to perform well up close if you're accurate, as said. Pulling up the stats from the forum post on sympathetic.com, you can see that the AN-94 has got a 600 rate of fire, which is rather low for any assault rifle, but it has got a 1200 rate of fire if you're in burst mode, with the downside of a burst fire delay of 0.12 seconds. So if you master this delay and the burst, you will do well at range and up close if you're precise as well. It has got a short reload of 2.4 seconds, which is, well, somewhat decent, I guess. It's mid-range, not the best and not the worst, but the long reload is 3.5 seconds, so you really have to leave at least one bullet left in the chamber for when you're reloading, or else you'll just end up getting killed while mid-reload, which happened to me a lot. So just keep this in mind whenever you're on Killstreaks. Always leave a bullet in the chamber for when you're reloading, or else you're just gonna have a bad time. The muzzle velocity is at 620 meters per second, so you'll have no difficulty hitting moving targets up close or further away at all. And with a max damage at 24.5 and a minimum damage at 18, you can see why this could be a great all-around weapon, granted you're accurate and you master the burst fire mode of this weapon. The damage drop-off starts at 12.5 meters and ends at 60 meters. The recoil is not too bad at all. It's got a vertical pull of 0.32, left pull of 0.1 and a right pull of 0.12. So you should have no difficulty controlling this weapon at all when it comes to recoil management. But the first shot multiplier clocks in at 2.1, so you'll have to take this into account as well. So until you've unlocked the angle grip, I'd recommend you to stay at medium range combat, but after that, keep to medium and long range combat. And, well, you can do quite well in close quarters as well, but you'll still be at a disadvantage up close if you miss an entire burst because of the delay on bursts with the AN-94. I'll leave the link for this post in the description so you can read all of the precise weapon changes and stats, and for the attachments as well. I ended up customizing this rifle fairly simple. I used the muzzle brake a lot in the beginning, but I ended up removing it because the vertical recoil is not that hard to control on its own, and the added spread of the muzzle brake is rather unwanted. But I'm still switching back and forth because I'm still uncertain, so if you think that the vertical recoil is too high, you can always throw it on there. But I can't say for sure which is better, as it really depends on your playstyle and how good you are at controlling recoil. I threw an angle grip on it as soon as I unlocked it, just to counter the high first shot multiplier and make it more accurate across all ranges. And it also made it way better at long range, which is my preferred playground, but I could also rely on it somewhat in close quarters. The Hipfire Accuracy is, well, quite decent, but I still didn't use the laser sight because it just gives off your position whenever you're aiming at somebody, even through smoke. So far I'm happy with the AN-94, even though it was frustrating at first because I really had to get used to the changes made in the spring patch for Battlefield 4. It's like playing a totally new game. It just feels so different from what I'm used to, and I had a really hard time getting the feel of the game as it is now. And I'm still not totally comfortable with it at all. the AN-94 sounds like it's somewhat suppressed when fired. It doesn't sound like a regular assault rifle being fired, and it's hard to hear when in a firefight against some louder weapons, so it's hard to distinguish whether it's a teammate or an enemy player, or it's really hard to just locate the source of the sound. I don't know if this is some sort of bug or if this is just intended, but so far it's an interesting sound nonetheless, but bit weird. I had some fun and great kill streaks with this weapon, and it feels more difficult now to go on kill streaks because with the spring patch, burst firing has been made a bit harder to do well with, because the bullet spread takes a small amount of time to reset to, well, the standard bullet spread now, and with the new netcode and the snappiness of Battlefield 4, it rewards you when you're on target, but unlike how it used to be, now you will be penalized a bit more when you miss an entire burst, so you'll most likely get killed, especially up close like I was a lot of the time. So, to be honest, as much as I like the AN-94, which I do, I'd rather have a more consistent, fully automatic rifle that adds more diversity in terms of engagement ranges and scenarios. When you go burst fire with the AN-94 and you get caught up close and off guard, you'll be at a huge disadvantage because of the fact that the burst is only 2 bullets and not 3 as it is with, well, all of the other weapons. And there's this delay only to the AN-94 of 0.12 seconds between bursts. So if you miss one burst, you're more likely dead. And you probably won't change the fire mode constantly or even have time to change it back in those situations. So my recommendation is stick with this at medium and long range and you should be fine. I would say that this is a really great weapon, but I can't say that it's overpowered compared to the other weapons. I'd rather say that it fits nicely in between the powerful weapons and the underdogs. It's a great rifle, but it's not overpowered and it's not shit either. So yeah, that's it for this time, guys. I hope you found this useful and you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the AN-94 in Battlefield 4 and compared to Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2. Will it become your new go-to weapon? What attachments do you use for it and what's your playstyle with it? Leave a comment below letting me know what you think of it, and well, that's it for this time, guys. Don't forget to like and share with your friends and subscribe for more and future content on my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.